Welcome to the ultimate military showdown between two of the world's most powerful nations, China and Russia. This is like a heavyweight title fight, man. In this corner, we've got the People's Republic, a sleeping giant that's been rapidly modernizing its military and throwing its weight around. And in the other corner, we've got the Russian Federation, a former superpower with a chip on its shoulder and a nuclear arsenal that'll make your hair stand on end. In this video, we'll dive deep into their military capabilities and see who comes out on top. We're talking manpower, tanks, planes, nukes, the whole 9 yards. We're gonna break down the strengths and weaknesses of each military, look at their strategies, and analyze their chances in a hypothetical head-to-head matchup. This isn't just about numbers though, it's about technology, training, leadership, and that intangible X factor that can make all the difference in a fight. So buckle up folks, because this is gonna be a wild ride. First up, let's talk about manpower. China has the largest standing army in the world, over 2 million strong. That's an ocean of soldiers. They've got sheer numbers and keep pumping out new recruits. But Russia's no slouch either. They've got about 1 million active duty troops, known for their brutal efficiency. Many have seen action in places like Syria and Ukraine. Plus, they've got a deep reserve pool to draw from. China's military has made huge strides in training. They're investing heavily in simulations and high-tech equipment. Russia emphasizes rigorous training in harsh conditions. They've got experience in diverse combat environments. In a pure numbers game, China has the edge. But Russia's battle-tested experience can't be ignored. Let's talk about the ground game. When it comes to tanks, China's got a lot of them. Over 10,000 main battle tanks, including the new Type 99A, which is a beast. It's got a powerful gun, advanced armor, and sophisticated electronics. Russia, however, is still the king of the tank battle. The T-14 Armata is considered by many to be the most advanced tank in the world. It's got an unmanned turret, new armor, and fearsome firepower. Infantry, artillery, and anti-tank missiles all play a crucial role. Both China and Russia have been investing heavily in these areas. It's a tough call, man. Now let's take to the skies and talk about air power. China's Air Force has been undergoing a major modernization program, and they've been churning out new fighter jets like crazy. Their J-20 stealth fighter is a serious piece of hardware, designed to compete with the best the US has to offer. They've also got a large fleet of older but still capable fighters like the J-10 and J-11. Russia's Air Force is no joke either. They've got the Su-57 stealth fighter, which is still in development but has the potential to be a game-changer. They've also got a formidable fleet of Su-35S and Su-30S, which are highly maneuverable and heavily armed. And let's not forget about their bombers like the Tu-95 Bear and the Tu-160 Blackjack, which can deliver a devastating payload. But it's not just about the planes themselves, it's about the pilots, the training, and the tactics. China's pilots are getting better, but they still lack the experience of their Russian counterparts. This one's a nail-biter, folks. China's closing the gap, but Russia's Air Force still has a qualitative edge, at least for now. Chapter 4. Navy Riding the Waves of Power. Alright, let's dive into the deep blue and talk about naval power. China's been on a shipbuilding spree, launching new destroyers, cruisers, and submarines at an alarming rate. They've even got 2 aircraft carriers now, with more on the way. They're clearly making a push for blue water dominance, projecting their power farther and farther from their shores. Russia's navy, while not as large as it once was, is still a force to be reckoned with. They've got a powerful submarine fleet, including nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarines that can launch a devastating nuclear strike from anywhere in the world. They've also got some heavy surface combatants, like the Kirov-class battlecruisers, which are basically floating arsenals. Now, when it comes to experience operating on the high seas, Russia's got the edge. They've been a naval power for centuries, and they've got a long tradition of shipbuilding and seamanship. China's still learning the ropes when it comes to operating a large, modern navy. This one's a real toss-up. China's got the momentum, but Russia's got the experience and those sneaky submarines. Chapter 5. Strategic Weapons, the Nuclear Option. Okay, folks? Here's where things get really serious. We're talking about strategic weapons, the big dogs of warfare, the nukes. Both China and Russia have nuclear triads, meaning they can deliver nuclear weapons by land, sea, and air. China's nuclear arsenal is smaller than Russia's, but it's still nothing to sneeze at. They've got intercontinental ballistic missiles that can reach the United States, as well as submarine-launched ballistic missiles. They've also been developing hypersonic missiles, which are extremely difficult to intercept. Russia, however, is a nuclear superpower. They inherited a massive nuclear arsenal from the Soviet Union, and they've been modernizing it ever since. They've got thousands of nuclear warheads, including some of the most powerful weapons ever created. It's a scary thought, man. The destructive power of these weapons is almost unimaginable. Hopefully we'll never see the day when they're used. Chapter 6. Military spending, the price of power. Let's talk money, man. Military power doesn't come cheap. China's been pouring money into its military for decades, and its defense budget is now the second largest in the world, after the United States. They're investing heavily in research and development, new equipment and training for their troops. Russia, despite its economic woes, has also been boosting its military spending in recent years. They're modernizing their nuclear arsenal, developing new weapons systems, and trying to keep pace with the United States and China. But it's not just about the total amount of money spent, it's about how efficiently those funds are used. And in that regard, China may have an edge. They've got a more centralized system, and they're able to direct resources where they're needed most. Still, Russia's got a lot of experience squeezing every last drop of capability out of every ruble they spend. They're masters of improvisation and making do with what they've got. Chapter 7. Technology and infrastructure, the cutting edge. Now let's get into the tech stuff. Both China and Russia have been making strides in military technology, but they've got different strengths. China's been focusing on areas like artificial intelligence, cyber warfare, and hypersonic missiles. They're trying to leapfrog the United States in key technological areas. Russia, on the other hand, has been focusing on more incremental improvements to its existing weapons systems. They're also good at electronic warfare, and they've got some pretty sophisticated anti-aircraft systems. When it comes to military infrastructure, China's got a clear advantage. They've been building new air bases, naval bases, and missile silos at a rapid pace. They're also investing heavily in their transportation and logistics networks, which are crucial for moving troops and equipment around. Russia's infrastructure is more spread out and often in need of modernization, but they've got a lot of experience operating in harsh environments, and they're good at improvising. Alright, let's talk about friends. In the world of international relations, it's good to have friends, especially powerful ones. China's been building up its network of allies and partners, particularly in Asia, Africa, and Latin America. They're using their economic clout to win over new friends and influence governments. Russia's got its own set of allies, including countries like Belarus, Syria, and Iran. They've also been strengthening ties with countries like India and Turkey. But their relationships are often transactional, based on shared interests, rather than deep ideological bonds. In a hypothetical conflict, these alliances could make a big difference. Let's talk about geography, man. It plays a huge role in any conflict. China's got a vast territory with a long coastline, rugged mountains, and sprawling deserts. This gives them a lot of strategic depth, but it also makes it difficult to defend all of their borders. Russia's got even more territory, stretching from Eastern Europe all the way to the Pacific Ocean. They've got the advantage of being able to fight on multiple fronts, but their vast size also makes them vulnerable to attack. When it comes to deployment, China's got a shorter distance to cover if they were to attack Russia, but Russia's got the advantage of being able to deploy its forces across its vast territory, making it harder for China to pin them down. Last but not least, let's talk about domestic military production. China's been investing heavily in its defense industrial base, and they're now capable of producing a wide range of advanced weapons systems, from tanks and fighter jets to missiles and warships. They're still reliant on some foreign technology, but they're closing the gap. Russia's got a long and proud history of arms manufacturing, and they're still a major exporter of weapons around the world. They're known for their robust and reliable weapons systems, which are often designed to operate in harsh conditions. But Russia's defense industry has been facing some challenges in recent years, including sanctions, brain drain, and a lack of investment. China, on the other hand, has been able to invest heavily in its defense industry and attract top talent. Thanks for watching this epic military comparison between China and Russia. We've covered a lot of ground, from manpower and tanks to nukes and technology. It's clear that both countries have formidable militaries with their own strengths and weaknesses. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more exciting content. Let us know in the comments who you think has the upper hand. This is a debate that could rage on for hours, and we want to hear your take on it.